What's going on YouTube? Trailing Life here. One more time, guys. Guys and gals and gals and gals. Yeah. For those who ask if I'm still driving, yeah, I'm still driving, guys. But I'm still in the truck. So, I'm here. For now, that is. But anyway, guys, it's a story time, man. I forgot about I know this channel is about business, and the business side of things too, but I know sometimes people can relate to stories. And I was sitting there thinking about, man, like I was looking on my career and I was thinking about a couple of things that I had going on over the years. You know how you have something happen to you, but it's not funny in the moment, but as time go on, you start thinking back on, you're like, that was crazy, man. And you actually might even laugh at it. And I hope this helps somebody out in case they think they got a bad career. You having a bad day, you know, this story might help you out. I remember when I first got into containers, I was hauling 53-footers, right? And it was a customer that we used to go to all the time but I've been to him a handful of times, but the company I was with went to him all the time. I guess by the time I got to the account, you know, it was like kind of dwindling down, because after a while, we ain't go there no more. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, I go to the account, we haul 53s, but the customer, that account was mainly import and export type of company, right? So they deal with like a lot of 40s and 20s. And so majority of the yard was 40-footers and 20-footers. So I was like, okay, you know, I ain't gotta do it, they ain't gotta do it with me. They were like double parked. The yard was kind of tight as it is, right? It's containers all over the place. So you know, when we coming up 53-footer, we gotta really do some things to get the 53-footers back to certain spots because it's just so tight, right? Because you know, there are them 20s and 40s all over the yard. So it was like a handful of 53s in there. But, you know, well, like I said, I've been a couple times before. You gotta do the little dance to get it in there, whatever, right? And it was supposed to be a drop, not a hook. It was one of them customs where once they unload the 53-footer, they reload it with something else. And so if the load ain't ready, or if they don't decide to give you the load or not, you probably just drop the trailer and get out and go do something else, right? So I was like, cool, because all the times I've been there, I think one time prior, I probably picked up a load and brought it out of there. But for the most part, it's drop and get out, right? And when you pull into this place, it's a guard shack, and it's like a little, like a little wall. It's not even a wall, it's something you can't see over. You only can see the guard shack, you coming in this way, trucks coming out that way, right? So this one time I go up in there, you know, I'm like, okay, I had a couple moves lined up for that day, so I'm gonna get rid of this and get on my day, right? So I thought, man, I get in line, I get to the shack, and a couple times I've been there before, there was only one guard in the shack, right? But this day it was two people in the shack. So I said, okay, they're probably training somebody, probably doing their thing, doing their thug this or whatever. So man, as long as they don't hold me up, because that transfer time, that training, they training people can kind of hold you up, because they gotta go through all the process step by step versus signing you off and getting you out of there, right? So I'm like, man, as long as they don't hold me up or hold us up, period, man, we good to go, baby. I put up to the shack, I wait my time, get up there, and every truck that's going in before me, I notice they pulling to the side, right? And I'm looking ahead, I see like a line of trucks on the side. It's not a lot of them, it's about a good 3 or 4 lined up. And I'm next to the gate. We don't never line up. You know, once you check in with the shack, they call the office, they tell you where to put the trailer in the yard, they sign off on it, you drop it, you gone. We ain't gotta go in the office. It's not one of the places where you gotta go in the office. So I'm trying to figure out why they line up on the side over there. Then as I look further down, I see like somebody, like some guys with reflective vests. They like trying to build this like I don't know if you guys ever know like like a Walmart usually have this, when they have like the thing to shave off the snow, you dry your trailer up under and they shave the snow off. It looked like that, except it was green. And they down there building it, right, in the middle of the yard, right? It's like, man, they got construction going on in the yard? Like, man, dang. So now we gotta wait down, it's gonna be more of a hold up, right? That's what I'm thinking. Everything going through my mind, like, I just want less possible problems in here. I want to get out, get to the next move, because like you guys know, most owner operators get paid by the move. We don't get paid by the mile, by the hour all the time. You don't get paid by the mile. We not making no money sitting up in there. Anyway, I digress. So my time comes to the shack. I see the two people and I say, hey, what's going on, man? Y'all got help today? The dude said, oh no, it's regular. Let me see your license. They'll never ask for my license, right? I gave him my license. Oh, y'all got a new system going on here or something? Right? So I gave it to him. He said, what you got, what you carrying today? I said, man, I have no idea, man. We don't know what's in these boxes most of the time. Our job is to get it from the yard to get it here. So, you know, I'm just talking and just regular talking. The guy looking like, okay, well, you got a bill? I was like, y'all, we don't never bring y'all bills. We always bring y'all a POD, right? Because a POD is a proof of delivery, right? And a lot of times we fill out our own proof of deliveries, man. So ain't no description on that thing. Anybody know what description is? It describes what load you got, what you carried in the box, right? So, man, I'm wondering, like, what? Guys pulling to the side, there's some green stuff getting built down there, and there's two guys in the shack. But I'm not putting it together. And imagine I can't see past the shack until you pull into the yard, right? So I'm like, okay. So he held on to my license, said, go over the pull to the side behind the other driver. And I was like, you get my license back? He said, no, we'll hold on to it for a minute. I said, hold on to it? I said, what? I said, man, you gotta get my license, man. He said, no, you gotta hold on to it for a minute, right? And he had like this, I don't know, he had like a reflective vest, but up under the reflective vest, you can see that it's like a polo or something. These security guys don't wear no polo. Anyway, long story short, man, I get up in there, it's Homeland Security all in that place, right? They're like, well, you pull to the side behind behind that truck. So when I pull in, I look over to the side where I couldn't see when I first coming in. All you see is like them vehicles that like got like it's white and blue, got like federal protection and the federal home security. Anyway, all I see was Homeland Security on cars sitting over there, right? I'm like, oh man, what? I'm like, man. So guys, when I tell you, man, I was like, what did this got to do with us, man? Like, we literally come here to work. We want to drop our trailer off and get out of here, man. We got things to do, right? Why y'all holding us up, right? So I'm like, cool, they don't want us. They want the company. What they were doing was, they was all on the dock. There was a cross dock type of place. They was all on the dock, scanning all their boxes, and they was going through all the stuff on the dock. You looked on the dock where the trailer's supposed to be. They kicked them all to the yard. So now the yard more jacked up. Because they had to scan. Man, I don't know what they was doing. So I asked one guy with the reflective vest, hey man, where can I drop this at? He said, no, sit tight. You'll be here for a while. I said, be here for a while? He said, what you talking about, man? I gotta go, I got work to do, man. He said, no, you gonna be here for a while. He said, see that green thing, that scanner, was called it's a scanner or something. He was like, we gotta have all these boxes pulled to that scanner. You gotta scan before you're able to leave out of here. Or even drop the trailer off. I said, man, I said, man, look, let me tell you something, bro. Hey, I don't know what y'all want, but I don't got it. You know what I'm saying? I said, I got the trailer. You can have that. It ain't mine, right? So he was like, no, we gotta scan your truck and trailer as you coming through. You gotta scan you and everything else do that, right? So I'm like, man, this is crazy, man. Like, dude, these containers. That's when I first told myself, these doggone containers, man. So I ain't never dealt with this before in my life, man. What Homeland Security got to do with us? No, we just drivers. But anyway, I digress. So long story short, we was hemmed up for about a couple hours in there, man. Just sitting there. I called the big bird, like, hey, call for help, man. We stuck. We getting held up at Homeland Security. So what kind of stuff they got going on here, man? She like, my dispatcher was like, what'd you say? I said, we held hostage, man. Well, I said, Homeland Security won't let us leave. I said, what y'all got going on, man? Call somebody. Call corporate or something. They're like, well, call us when you're up and running. I said, wait. I might have better do the other loads, man. I might not better do them, man, because I'm stuck in here. They're like, well, just call us when you leave out of there. That was it, guys. AKA you on your own, right? This is my first time ever encountering Homeland Security on this level. For what? Like, I'm a container. I said, y'all probably got to them exports and imports. I said, scan them. We 53s, we domestic, man. So, they want to hear none of that. I said, everybody in this yard, anybody into this yard, you are on the investigation. You are here until we finish our investigation. Man, it took a couple hours, man, for them guys to finish that investigation. Then we all had to still drive to the scanner, and then we had to figure out how to park the trailers once we scanned through the scanner. Guys, when I tell you, man, I was like, I never experienced nothing like this before in my life, man. I said, man, I'm American. I'm a citizen, goddammit. This is a domesticated box. Turn me loose. They wasn't listening, man. They wasn't listening. You know who they kind of remind me of? Because you had some guys that had the reflective vests on. Then you had some guys that had like the polos on. You had a couple suits walking around there. Them suit guys remind me of them Mr. Andersons, the Smiths. what's that like when they show up at your door with a dog in their hand? Hey, would you like to donate to the pound National Animal Cruelty Society or something like that? The person that don't look away, like, hey, they want to go donate to the society. You look back, and it's two Smiths standing there. The dog turned into another Smith. Only thing that was missing was the sunglasses. That's the only thing that was missing, right? But anyway, I know it's over the top, but I'm just telling you, this is how these freaking guys look. Like, dude, like, who are they? Like, who are y'all? It remind me of like that Transformer movie when they was like, what division of government you from? Oh, we from Sector 7. Never heard of it. Never will. That's what he said. It remind me of them guys. So they ran. So long story short, they ran information. They ran all that stuff. One guy was always. It's always that. You know what? It's always that one driver, man. It's always that one driver that's snapping. I'm like, dude, you gotta shut up, man. Before they thought I was in jail. Cause you're like, man, this is BS. This is BS. We here for a load, we drop the load, all this what we do, we drop loads, and this is BS. I'm like, dude, shut up. Let's get this over with. The more you talk, the more this guy gonna sit here look at us instead of moving us along the line and scaring us through that freaking I'm finna go there. Do that freaking what's that machine on Bugs Bunny machine? That space modulator. Let them build that, finish building that space modulator so we get out of here. And also too, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little shook because I didn't know what was in that trailer. All I know is we bring stuff to this customer. A lot of times we don't know what's in this trailer. So I was like, man, I hope whatever's in here ain't what they looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what was in there. You know, it's one of them import-exporting docks, cross-dock type of deals where you bring it in, they shuffle it all up and then put on different containers and ship it out. They bring 20s and 40s in, break it down, ship it out. So I don't know what I was bringing in there. I don't know what was in the back of that trailer. So I was concerned with that too, like, man. But anyway, I digress, guys.